Hey guys, it's Emily Petroff from Evolve, and I'm so excited that you guys are here with us today. Karen Gross and I are actually collaborating on a really cool team building event later on this month, and so we just wanted to sort of come to you from an organic place and share with you a few things from our heart and soul that you all can implement in your teams to just have an amazing 2017. So Karen is the founder and CEO of Canvas Creek Team Building. And so before we sort of launch into what we're going to talk about, Karen, would you just introduce yourself to those people who are joining us who maybe don't know you and I?
Hi, everybody. I love to say that I'm an old sales dog. When we were living in Alaska, I was so shy, I couldn't talk to three people at once. And what's the hardest thing I could possibly do? And that would be car sales. And as a matter of fact, it was the hardest thing you could possibly do. But I learned so much about consultative sales, about the psychology of sales, taking care of both salespeople and customers. And so that launched me on this career where I have worked in the sales field in small groups and huge settings, had 10,000 people in my region. We did 50 million in sales. So I've had a lot of experience and I absolutely love that. And as I came out of sales training, I developed a team building concept that really wraps around getting sales people to have abundance mentality and a mentality that they're not all by themselves, that if they work together, they can do really cool things. So that's what Canvas Creek is based on.
Super cool. And Karen and I are actually both from Billings, Montana, or well, not from, but that's where we reside. Karen, are you from Billings? I guess I didn't even know. Are you?
No, I like to say I grew up in the shadow of Mount Rushmore. I was raised in South Dakota, and then we lived in Alaska for 25 years.
Okay.
As part of my sales, I was traveling around the country training consultants.
Okay, so I actually am a Billings native, and so this event, we both reside in Billings, Montana, and so this event that we're doing, this first event that we're doing to kick off the year is actually going to be in Billings, but our plans are to sort of take this all over the place and to impact a lot of people in 2017 and beyond. And so today is sort of just a first opportunity for us to share with you all some ideas on how to keep your team united on the same common goal. And just for those of you who don't know me, my name is Emily Petroff, and I am the founder of Evolve Coaching and Consulting. And so I spend a lot of my time one-on-one with people and in small groups, motivating and inspiring them and helping them to sort of dig a little deeper and ask those important questions that help them have a little bit more accountability, have a little bit more self-awareness, and really get engaged and enrolled in whatever it is that you're doing. So today, I'm going to actually have Karen, her team building genius is going to be the highlight of what we're talking about today. But Karen, I'm going to have you start. So give us some of your ideas on how to keep a team united on the same common goal, because I think that's something that a lot of people who are out there with teams feel like it's a challenge for them sometimes.
It is a challenge, and I think one of the most basic things that I've learned about goal setting is that it has to feel like it is a goal that the team thought up. Even if it is a top-down goal, the team has to have some sort of buy-in so that it is that bottom-up goal. And sometimes that's hard to do because you have maybe a sales number that you have to hit. But if you can help the team to have a time where they can sit down, think about what they can contribute, and listen to everybody else in the room and what everybody else can possibly contribute, I think that's when you get the very best buy-in, when everybody feels like they had a say in what that goal is and a say in how you will achieve that goal.
Absolutely.
Is that what you found, Emily?
Say it again.
Is that what you found?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're 100% in alignment with my belief system in regards to that. When it comes as a mandated, when it comes down to them as a mandated, boss goal or company goal, as somebody who is a piece of that team, it's hard for me to figure out okay, it's my job to sort of buy into this, or it's my job that I have this number to hit or this quota to meet. But do I really have a level of ownership? And I think what you're talking about is, and when we facilitate, we will give examples of this. when I get to talk about it and I get to have a say in it and I get to ask questions about it, all of a sudden I begin to open up to, oh, okay, now it's more than just this is your job every day. This is, your means to an end. It becomes something that's a little bit more important to me, is at least how I feel, and how when I facilitate teams, that's part of that process. That's what you're talking about, really, right?
Well, it really is. And I think that what's so interesting is that when you take time to do really good goal setting, and I think really good goal setting happens after a really good training or really good team building, when the team is all connected and they're thinking the same thoughts. And when you have that really good opportunity to set goals, the team actually will generally set bigger goals than the company would set.
Mm-hmm.
Because they'll look at what each person can do individually, and salespeople are competitive, and so there's that little moment of, well, if she can make 3, I can do 3.5, or I can do 4, and the team will set really big goals, and as long as it was their goal, they're going to achieve it.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that. I can remember being both a team member as somebody who was contributing to and following somebody else's vision and somebody else's goal that they had set before me, and then also being the person that set that goal and that was really wanting that buy-in and that engagement from my team. And I think, having that person, a buy-in is a word that we use a lot, and but really it's about engagement. I mean, would you say that that's true?
Yeah, I think engagement, again, that's a word that's used a lot right now, but contribution, everybody wants to contribute. Everybody wants to feel like they matter. And I think that's what it is, that I can contribute to what we're trying to achieve as a team.
Absolutely. Being part of something bigger than myself, right? Being part of something that really means something to me and so it really matters to me.
Yep, absolutely. I think sometimes when salespeople get off track a little bit, they feel like they have lost the mission of what they're selling and forgetting that. And so again, if you can come back to why you are selling this product, or you're selling this idea, or you're selling this reason, when you can connect to the mission as part of that goal setting, you're going to have incredible results. And then you can go back to that time and time again. Here's the reason we're doing this, and that why is so important.
I love that. I actually just talked to a group of folks at a company yesterday about their purpose, right? And not like, what is my purpose on the planet necessarily, but what is my purpose when I walk through the door every day? And I can't remember where I heard this from, but we talk about their job, and job to a lot of people means like, this is my job. This is the tactical work that I do on a daily basis. But the why that you're talking about can be related to job. Like, what's your jump out of bed? And I thought, oh my God, I love that, right? What is your jump out of bed? What is your job? What is your why? What is your purpose? And how can that be the thing? When you go out there and you get beat up, or when your team is not performing, if they're not attached to, or you don't as a sales manager know what their JOB, their jump out of bed is, their why, their purpose, it can be harder to sort of pull them back in and have them contribute in a way that's really meaningful and purposeful.
Yeah, it absolutely is true that why has to be bigger than any of the doubts and any of the stumbling blocks. And so when you were talking about that with them yesterday, what were their aha moments, or what did they decide?
Well, I think that the thing that I heard from them more than anything else was sort of, no one had ever asked them that question before, right? So there was some people that had this blank look on their face, like, I have no idea what my purpose here is, outside of just like, I'm supposed to go out and execute A, B, and C because my boss said so, or because maybe I have a money goal, or, that kind of thing. And so when they begin this process, I think it's sort of, it's about digging a little deeper, right? It's about going a little, peeling back the layers of that onion a little bit. And so it starts out sort of as a question mark on their face, like, oh my gosh, I don't know. And then they're a little bit afraid, right? They're like, if I don't know what my purpose is and I don't have a big why, what am I doing, right? And so helping them walk through that process, I think, is really important. And that's what some of the stuff that we're going to share with you all on January 24th at our event at the Hilton. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. And what you just said, Emily, is why I love to do really impactful, transformative team building before before we do the goal setting, because then they are absolutely connected with their why. And you guys, when we'll talk about this again on January 24th, but when you see a team work through really good connective team building, that goal setting is incredibly powerful and incredibly beautiful. And so that's what helps teams like that to have big whys and go do great things. I'm so excited about this event.
I am so excited about it too. And I think in my world, we talk about having the same language. And so that's exactly what you're talking about too, right? Is making sure that everyone is communicating on a level that they maybe have never communicated on before. They had no idea it was possible to communicate on, and sort of building that strong foundation for achieving incredible results. So let's talk a little bit about the event just for a moment for people who hopefully you got some value from what we're sharing today. So let's actually, before we talk about the event, let's recap just for a moment. So we just talked about how to keep your team united to the same common goal. And Karen shared that one of the most important things is, go ahead, my dear.
I think that you have to have a bottom-up goal that they have absolute commitment to contributing to.
Okay. And just that everybody is sort of speaking in terms of the same language, right? We have to know what their trigger points are, what each person's big why is and their purpose, so that you can connect them to your bigger why. And if you don't know what your bigger why is, and not only you personally, but your company's big why, your department's big why, those are the sort of the building blocks or the foundation blocks that we're going to help you walk through so that you can get your team engaged, enrolled, and contributing on a really high level so that you can achieve some extraordinary results. So the event, let's talk about the event. Karen, you want to talk a little bit about the time and the place and how we're going to execute this little ditty?
I'd love to, and you guys can see this is why I'm partnering with Emily. I love to build the team, and she loves to dig in and do all of those amazing infrastructure things with your team. It's going to be fabulous. So we're going to just have a really nice morning. Both Emily and I are high energy. We're going to get you to talk with one another, so you'll meet people who are kind of on your same path. So we'll do a couple of fun activities. We'll have a light breakfast. And Emily is going to talk about choosing that one thing, helping your team to decide the one thing that is really going to make a big difference. And I'm going to talk about and tell you some stories about Canvas Creek and the things that we have seen people done, or pardon me, things we've seen people do once they have gone through the Canvas Creek process and they really are truly united as a team. It's not hand-holding and it's not kumbaya. It is this experience like no other, where teams truly have pride and they truly have connection. And they have this art afterwards that helps them to reconnect with that goal. So that's what we're going to talk with you about on Tuesday morning. And again, it's going to be high energy and it's going to be fast and fun. And you're going to leave there ready to take on the day, not drained with a notepad full of boring notes. Not that kind of day. We're too funny for that.
No, absolutely not. I think you're going to, I agree with Karen 100%. You're going to walk out of there with lots of tools that you can take back and begin to implement right away with your team. That's going to give you some amazing results. If you register right away, if you register, you're going to get a copy of the best-selling book, The One Thing. So that the information that I'm going to share with you, as Karen said, is going to help you get really focused with your team and how to set some of those goals after they've had this amazing experience that Karen's going to walk them through. So there are going to be details. The time is from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Am I correct, Karen?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. We're going to serve a little light breakfast. Yes, you said that. Okay. And we are at the Hilton Garden Inn off of 24th Street in Billings, Montana. I think we have a few folks coming in from out of the area that day. And as long as the roads are good, the roads here have been atrocious, but we are going to, so I'll leave the link in the comments below. So if you want to get a hold of, or if you want to register for the event and get a copy of that book, we would love to have you. We do have limited seating though, so you need to make sure that you get your seats. We're not going to allow a whole bunch of people. This is going to be a very, very what's the word for it? Gosh darn it, I lost the word. What am I looking for?
I want to say intimate, but it's
yes,
going
that's the word. That's the word. Yes. See, this is why I need you.
Intimate and interactive. We need a small group so we can interact with one another.
Yes, absolutely.
We're very much looking forward to impacting your day.
And you can reach me if you guys want to reach out to me. You can reach me at emily@evolvewithemily.com. That's my email address. Please feel free just to shoot me an email and I can answer any questions that you might have. Karen, how can they reach out to you and get a hold of you if they have questions for you?
Reach out to me at Karen@CanvasCreekTeams, TEAMS.com.
Okay, that is all we have for you guys today. We're going to tune in because we're going to do a few more of these before the event on January 24th at the Hilton. So stay connected to us. And if you have specific questions about your team, feel free to reach out to us and we're happy to help you, or just comment below and we will get back to you. So thank you so much for joining us today. Have an amazing day and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye, everybody.